in a drought year, it's really important to manage your water very well. You use a lot of water outside. The amount of water that you use to irrigate lawn and garden is really large compared to the amount of the water that you need inside your home. What we usually say is you need to put on about 1 inch of water every time you irrigate, and so that's actually quite a bit, and it's more than most people do irrigate. And then during this hot part of the summer, you probably need to water about twice a week to keep up with the water use demands of the grass. But during the spring and in the fall, you should water maybe once a week. The easiest way to know that you're applying 1 inch of water is just to get any can, like a soup can or a tuna fish can or a number 10 can that has straight sides, and you just set it out there, you know, in various spots throughout your under your irrigation system. Run it for the amount of time that you usually do, and then just stick a ruler in the bottom of it and measure how much water you are applying. Okay, so for efficient irrigation, the object is to get as much of the water that leaves the sprinkler nozzle to the ground, applied uniformly, and get stored in the soil for later use by the grass. What you don't see is water vapor. When the water evaporates, as those droplets travel through the air and then hit the ground, some of that water is evaporated as water vapor, and you don't see water vapor. And so what we want to do for efficient irrigation is to try to minimize that as much as possible, which means it's better to choose sprinklers that will spray with large drops, because a large drop has less surface area exposed to the air as it travels through the air. Large drops, and one that where the water spends as little time in the air as possible. So all the way on the other side, a drip irrigation system has very large drops, as large as they can be, and then it spends very, very little time in the air. And so drip irrigation systems are about 95% efficient, while these are only about 70% efficient. So the other thing to work on with your irrigation systems is to try to make them as uniform as possible. If this doesn't apply water uniformly, then in order to adequately irrigate the low spots, you have to over-irrigate everywhere. Is to try to irrigate at a time when the amount of energy available to evaporate water, to turn water into water vapor, is minimized, which means that the temperatures are low and then the wind speed is low, which happens at night, of course, and when the temperatures are lowest is right before when the sun comes up.